Welcome to TradeTheMBA.com. This is John. This report is for the 6th of July while everyone's back from festivities. And the Iranians got their funeral, the U.S. got its birthday celebration, and they were all happy for a few moments. And now we get back to the whole same struggles that existed before. And the cognitive dissonance, it's like two of them speak in exact opposite terms. Who knows? We do see the Russians continuing to make advances. So, from a global standpoint, not a whole lot happening, but a lot's happening. At the same time that Mount Etna has started to explode in Europe here, will that have any impact on the market? Not yet, because it hasn't affected air travel and everything else. But the EU economy isn't doing all that great anyway. We still have an MBI white lead here, but magenta is still above yellow. So you get a short cover rally is what this is happening, and you get above that 76, and you're going to 100. Pretty straightforward. Any failure to get to that 100, though, is going to mean a move back towards that 50%. Of course, that 50% has risen quite a bit, so not horrible from that standpoint. The S&P at this particular case is leading because you can see the weakness in the NASDAQ. The AI trade is really becoming more complicated because the more people actually do the math, you begin to realize it ain't going to work. But that's okay. They're still going to keep doing it because now they're committed to it. What else are you going to do? And it has represented most of the growth that the U.S. has seen. What happens when that shifts? Because you've cut a lot of your illegal immigration in that, meaning housing prices in that are going to start to cool dramatically. What that's going to do overall is rebalancing of price. Probably will affect your bigger cities more than your suburbs at first, but it's going to spread. Rates are still way too high. Why is that? Because, energy costs are still way too high. You've got systematic problems throughout that are only going to start becoming an exponential problem. We haven't even got to the fall food crisis that's going to take place with costs elevated because of what happened with fertilizer and the lack of oil, blah, 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 blah. I mean, these are all things that are going to come home to roost. You still don't have cheap oil. Fine, it's better than it was, but near 70 barrel. Now, OPEC just agreed to increase production, but so what? Stuff get to the Strait that's still not anywhere near where it was prior to the conflict, and then everybody's got to refill their reserves. This is not going to change this year. That's a problem because it's going to echo. Euro still believes that it is the place to be because they're committing to $2 trillion in new debt for war with Russia. So that is what we learned over the weekend on the holiday, because that's their plan, to go further into debt because they're not in enough debt as it is, and there's no way to pay off that debt. So you just have to go deeper. The U.S. has tried. This has worked. The difference is the U.S. actually, everything's commodity-wise is priced in dollars, not so much for the euro. So there's that. Gold is going to make its move again. It will be the second wave of devaluations. May not happen for a little while, but it's making the correct move. But you got a short pull right here with the MBI white leading and a dip below 25. That could be weakness going back to the zero. So be aware of that. Doesn't mean it's all going to be one directional. Never is. We've talked about that before. But the broader context of it is that it will rise. Bitcoin continuing to struggle. This was its premier move. It still can't get above the 23%. That's pathetic. So it needs to break out now before that orange gets back above green, and not doing so, it's going to make new lows. So just be aware of that one. Here's what it looked like from the holiday standpoint. So fine, at the peak, dip back down. We've returned all the way back to it, and right now magenta's holding up. If it begins to fade, you're coming back down to the 50% at least, and at that point we'll be able to see whether it's going to be further. All brutal. From a 5K, not a whole lot of activity. European session is fine. It's all pretty calm right now. So until something dramatic changes and or there's a realization, we're just going to get more of the same. And from a reading standpoint, we're fine with that because we're seeing it clearly. So it's all good. Anything relevant, though, I will put it on our team chat. Have a good one. Trade well.